Good morning. Is it from Zetster's lab? I just finished cleaning my kitchen and I am wasted. This morning when I walked into the kitchen, it looked as if somebody broke in during the night. And remember, I told you my housekeeper passed away a month ago, so now for the first time in 30 years, housekeeping is now my job. And yes, it's terrible. It's overwhelming. Cheers to all of you out there that do your own housework. It's just hard. It's really, really hard. But I'm at a stage where I don't feel I'm ready to look for somebody else. I'm not ready to replace Leaky, Angelique, my housekeeper. So I'm cleaning. And while I was cleaning, it was actually awesome, the things that were going through my mind. No matter how well you actually clean your house or your garden or wherever, sometimes you really need to either prune the trees. And this morning I even landed up redoing all my kitchen cupboards and spice rack, and can you imagine? Threw away so many things, and that was what made me think in our own lives it's exactly the same. We walk the walk and we're doing this thing we call life, and then all of a sudden we come to a point in something unexpected, something huge, something that really scares us, something that shakes us happens. And then we have all these feelings, all these manifestations, we can call it. Things like anger, fear, real resentment, things that really scares you. And I always say that is your enemy. That is the demons in you. Because deep down in our spirit, we are unconditional love. All-consuming, unconditional love. That is what we are in our core, in our spirit. We are spiritual beings. So when a bad thing, we call it bad, we judge it immediately and we think it's bad. Thing happens. All of a sudden, our peace and joy is just gone. And we're left with these deep feelings. And that is the same as having to clean house sometimes, that you really need to go under the beds and sweep and pull everything away and dust. Those are the things that you didn't even know existed in you, that those were the things that keep you hostage, that's keeping you in bondage. And when a thing happens that shakes you, those things shake loose, let's call it that, and they come to the surface. And all of a sudden you are confronted with those things. Most people will then say, no, but it's that one's fault and this is the reason, and they will blame shift. We all want to blame shift. This is not us. But another truth is your enemy. Enemies are never ever flesh and blood. Your enemies are not people, are not things, aren't situations. Your enemy are those things in you that steals your life, that keeps your life in bondage, that keeps you from experiencing peace and joy in the midst of anything, that keeps you from experiencing abundant life no matter what happens in the natural, because that's our promise. So instead of blame shifting, when something happens, these things manifest, we need to deal with those things. Let's say it's fear. Fear is our enemy. What are we afraid of? Are we afraid of losing our money? Are we afraid of losing our husband? Or what are we afraid of? And that's what we need to deal with. because fear is not who we really are. Because deep down, the Spirit tells us, our true life says, I'm with you always. I'm in control. Nothing can do anything to you. Nobody can touch you. I am your life. I am in control. So let's start to really realize that when things manifest in our life, like anger, like self-pity. Oh boy, I had the self-pity this morning. I need to clean. There's no need for that. That needs to go. Because in the moment, I actually experienced so much joy cleaning. I started to clean. I started to experience joy and peace because I was just living in the now. As I started to think, how I'm going to do it? How am I going to get the house clean? Look at the floors. And the dog's in and out and it's just crazy. I'm not going to cope. And then I started. And the minute I started, and I started to live in that moment, I had everything I needed. I had the strength. I even had the joy and peace. And now I'm sitting here, and yes, the whole house, the rest of the house is still in shambles, but I will tackle that when I know it's time. Now I'm sitting chatting to you, and I saying cheers to life, cheers to focus on you and your walk, because that's what it's all about. Life is about, for me, life is about me and my life, the life in me. What is blocking that life in me? What is killing the life in me? What is keeping the life in me from manifesting? And those are the things that's my enemies, and that is what I need to deal with on a minute by minute basis. Well, friend, I hope that this means something to you. I love you. Life, let's live life. Let's start to enjoy life, and let's start to live in this moment and start to realize that in this moment I have all what it takes to live an awesome, wonderful, amazing life in this realm. All I need is just to be still and know that all is well. See you next time over my next cup of coffee.